Welcome back to PaddyMaddy. I'm really glad you're here. If you have just come from episode 0, which was our course introduction, then you already know what the CompTIA A plus 220-1201 exam is all about. You know the 5 domains, you know the exam format, and you know exactly what this course is going to do for you. If this is your very first video on this channel, no problem at all. You can absolutely follow along from right here. But I would encourage you to go back and watch episode 0 at some point, because it gives you a really solid foundation and explains the bigger picture of this entire certification. Now, in this episode, we are officially starting the course content, and we are beginning with domain 1, which is mobile devices. This is episode 1, and in this specific video, we are going to do two things. First, I am going to give you a proper introduction to mobile devices as a category, what they are, why they matter in IT support, and why CompTIA includes them in the A+ exam. Second, I am going to walk you through Objective 1.1 as an overview. I am going to show you every single component listed in this objective, explain what it is in simple terms, and give you the big picture before we go deep on each one in the dedicated videos that follow. Think of this episode as your map. After watching it, you will know exactly where we are going and why. Then each video after this one is going to zoom all the way into one specific component and give it the full attention it deserves. So let us get started. Let me start by asking you a simple question. When was the last time you went an entire day without using a mobile device of some kind? For most people, the honest answer is never, or at least not in recent memory. Smartphones, tablets, and laptops are not just consumer products anymore. They are the primary tools through which billions of people do their work, communicate, manage their lives, and access the world. And that means they are also the primary tools that break down, malfunction, and end up on the desk of an IT support technician. Think about the scale of this for a moment. According to industry estimates, there are more smartphones in use globally than there are desktop computers and laptops combined. Mobile devices have not just joined the IT support landscape, they have taken it over. As a CompTIA A+ certified technician, a huge portion of your day-to-day work is going to involve mobile devices. You are going to be asked to replace a cracked screen. You are going to be asked why someone's phone battery drains in 2 hours. You are going to be asked to set up a new company smartphone for an employee. You are going to be asked why a laptop's wireless connection keeps dropping. All of that is mobile device support. And all of it starts with understanding the hardware inside these devices. That is exactly why CompTIA includes mobile devices as domain 1 in the A+ exam. It is not a small or optional topic. It makes up 13% of your Core 1 exam. And it is arguably the most immediately practical domain in terms of what you will actually do on day 1 of an IT support job. Before we go any further, let us make sure we are aligned on what we actually mean when we say mobile device in the context of the CompTIA A+ exam. In everyday conversation, most people think of a mobile device as a smartphone. And yes, smartphones are absolutely mobile devices. But for the purposes of this exam and this course, the term mobile device covers a much broader category. Mobile devices include smartphones. These are your everyday phones running operating systems like iOS or Android. They fit in your pocket, they connect to cellular networks, and they pack an extraordinary amount of computing power into a tiny form factor. Mobile devices also include tablets. Tablets are essentially large-screen devices that often share the same operating systems and internal architectures as smartphones, but offer a bigger display and sometimes a keyboard accessory. Mobile devices include laptops. A laptop is a self-contained portable computer. It has a keyboard, a display, a battery, and all the computing components of a desktop machine, just packaged into a portable form factor. Laptops are extremely common in enterprise environments and are a major focus of the hardware components in Objective 1.1. Mobile devices also include hybrid devices, sometimes called 2-in-1s. These are devices that can function as both a tablet and a laptop, often with a detachable or foldable keyboard. Microsoft Surface devices and certain iPad configurations are good examples of this category. And in some contexts, mobile devices also include wearables like smartwatches. While wearables are not a heavy focus of the A+ exam, it is worth knowing they fall under the broader mobile device umbrella. For Objective 1.1 specifically, the hardware components we are going to study apply most directly to laptops and smartphones. Some components, like the battery and the camera, apply to all of these device types. Others, like the full keyboard assembly, are specific to laptops. I will always make it clear which devices we are talking about as we go through each component. Now let us look at Objective 1.1 directly. The official wording from CompTIA is this. Given a scenario, monitor mobile device hardware and use appropriate replacement techniques. Let us unpack that phrase carefully, because it is telling you exactly what kind of questions to expect on the exam. The words given a scenario mean the exam is not going to ask you to simply define what a battery is. It is going to describe a real-world situation. A user walks in with a laptop that has a bulging back panel. A customer reports their phone gets extremely hot and shuts down. A technician notices the keyboard on a laptop has keys that randomly stop working. You are then expected to use your knowledge to identify the problem and determine the correct replacement technique. That is the skill being tested, not memorization. Application. The words monitor mobile device hardware tell you that part of your role is proactive. You are not only fixing things after they break, you are also watching for early warning signs of hardware failure. Knowing what healthy hardware looks and behaves like, so you can spot when something is starting to go wrong before it becomes a complete failure. And the words appropriate replacement techniques tell you that there is a right way and a wrong way to replace every component. The exam wants to know that you will choose the correct approach, use the correct tools, follow the correct safety procedures, and handle components in a way that protects both the device and the person doing the work. That is the full meaning of Objective 1.1. And every video in this series on this objective is built around those three things. Monitor, identify, replace correctly. Now let me walk you through every single component that CompTIA lists under Objective 1.1. This is your overview, your map. In each of the videos that follow this one, we are going to go deep on every single item you are about to hear. The first component is the battery. The battery is the power source for every mobile device. It is also one of the most commonly replaced components in the field. You need to understand the difference between lithium-ion and lithium polymer batteries, how to monitor battery health, what a swollen battery looks like and how to handle it safely, and how to perform battery replacements on both smartphones and laptops. We have a full dedicated video on batteries coming right after this one. The second component is the keyboard and keys. On laptops, the keyboard takes a tremendous amount of daily punishment. You need to know how to replace individual keycaps when a single key is damaged, and how to replace the entire keyboard assembly when the damage is more extensive. The ribbon cable that connects the keyboard to the motherboard is a key part of this process, and it requires careful handling. We have a full video dedicated to keyboards coming up. The third component is RAM, which stands for Random Access Memory. RAM is the short-term working memory of a device. In laptops, RAM comes in a form factor called SODIMM, which is a smaller version of the desktop DIMM. In many modern laptops and all smartphones and tablets, RAM is soldered directly to the motherboard and cannot be upgraded or replaced independently. Knowing the difference between upgradable and soldered RAM is an important exam skill. We have a full video on RAM coming up. The fourth component is the HDD and SSD, which stands for hard disk drive and solid-state drive. These are the storage components of a mobile device. Hard disk drives use spinning magnetic platters and have been largely replaced by solid-state drives which use flash memory and have no moving parts. SSDs are faster, lighter, more durable, and more power efficient. You need to know the different form factors, including the 2.5-inch drive and the M.2 drive, as well as the replacement procedures for each. We have a full dedicated video on storage coming up. The fifth component is wireless cards. The wireless card is the hardware component that gives a laptop its ability to connect to Wi-Fi networks and use Bluetooth. It is a small card that plugs into a slot on the motherboard and connects to antennas routed through the laptop chassis and display bezel. Knowing how to replace a wireless card and correctly reattach the antenna cables is an important technician skill. We have a full video on wireless cards coming up. The sixth area is physical privacy and security components. And this breaks down into two subcategories. The first subcategory is biometrics. Biometric security uses unique biological characteristics to authenticate a user. The two biometric technologies you need to know for this exam are fingerprint scanners and facial recognition technology. There are different types of fingerprint scanners including capacitive, optical and ultrasonic, and you need to understand how each works and what to do when they fail. We have a full video dedicated entirely to biometrics. The second subcategory is near-field scanner features. This refers to NFC, which stands for Near Field Communication. NFC allows two devices to communicate when held very close together. It powers contactless payments, quick pairing, and access control systems. Understanding how NFC works and where the antenna is located in a device is part of this objective. We have a dedicated NFC video coming up. The seventh component is the Wi-Fi antenna connector and placement. This is closely related to the wireless card topic, but gets its own focus because it is specifically listed as a separate item in the exam objectives. The physical antenna itself, how it connects to the wireless card, where it is positioned in the device, and why that placement matters for signal quality are all testable concepts. We have a video dedicated to this topic. The eighth component is the camera and webcam. Modern mobile devices rely heavily on their cameras. Smartphones have multiple cameras. Laptops have built-in webcams. As a technician, you need to know how to diagnose camera failures, distinguish between hardware and software causes, and understand the replacement process for camera modules. We have a full camera and webcam video coming up. And the ninth and final component is the microphone. Most mobile devices have more than one microphone, which work together to improve call quality and reduce background noise through a technique called beamforming. Understanding microphone configurations, how to diagnose a faulty microphone, and how to approach replacing one is all part of Objective 1.1. We have a dedicated microphone video coming up. So to pull it all together, the 9 hardware areas covered in Objective 1.1 are the battery, the keyboard and keys, RAM, HDD and SSD storage, wireless cards, biometrics, NFC and near-field scanner features, Wi-Fi antenna connector and placement, the camera and webcam, and the microphone. 9 components, 9 dedicated videos after this one, each one going as deep as it needs to go, so that when you sit in that exam room, you know every single one of these topics inside and out. Before we wrap up this overview episode, I want to give you some specific advice on how to use this series of videos to get the best possible exam results. First, watch each video in order, at least the first time through. I have sequenced them deliberately. Each video builds a little on what came before it. If you jump around randomly, you might miss connections between topics that help things make sense. Second, after each video, close your laptop or put your phone down and try to recall what you just learned. This technique is called active recall, and it is one of the most powerful learning strategies in existence. Research consistently shows that the act of trying to remember something, even if you cannot fully do it, dramatically improves how well you retain it long term. So after each video, just sit quietly for 2 minutes and try to replay the key points in your head. Third, take notes in your own words. Do not just copy what I say word for word. Process it, translate it into language that makes sense to you. If you can explain a concept in your own words, you genuinely understand it. If you can only repeat it back in the exact words you heard, you have memorized it but not understood it. The exam tests understanding, not memorization. Fourth, come back to this overview video after you have watched all 9 component videos. Watch it again. You will be amazed at how much more richly you understand each component name when you have a full video of context behind it. This overview will feel like a completely different video the second time around. Fifth, after finishing all the videos in this objective, make sure you watch the Objective 1.1 recap and exam scenarios video at the end of the series. That video is specifically designed to pull everything together, test your knowledge with real exam-style scenarios, and make sure you are fully ready before we move on to Objective 1.2. One more thing before we close out this overview episode. And this is important enough that I'm going to say it here and I'm going to repeat it at the start of every component video. Whenever you're working inside a mobile device, safety is not optional. It is the foundation of everything you do as a technician. There are 5 safety principles that apply to every single component we are going to cover. The first principle is to always power the device down completely before opening it. not sleep mode, full power off. The second principle is to disconnect the battery as early as possible during disassembly. Even a powered off device with a connected battery can cause damage if something is accidentally shorted. The third principle is to always use an ESD strap. ESD stands for electrostatic discharge. Static electricity from your body is invisible, but it can destroy electronic components instantly. An ESD strap clips to your wrist and grounds you so that static electricity cannot build up on your body and discharge into sensitive components. The fourth principle is to use the correct tools. Mobile devices are precision instruments. The right screwdriver, the right pry tool, the right size pudger. Using the wrong tool causes unnecessary damage and turns a simple repair into an expensive one. The fifth principle is to work on a clean, well-lit surface. Small screws, tiny connectors, and delicate ribbon cables disappear on a cluttered desk. A clean white anti-static mat gives you the best working environment. Memorize these 5 principles. Live by them in the real world. And know them for the exam because safety procedures are absolutely tested on the A+. Alright, that is everything for episode 1. You now have a clear picture of what Domain 1 is all about. You understand why mobile devices are such a critical part of modern IT support. You know exactly what Objective 1.1 is asking of you. And you have a preview of every single component we are going to study in the videos that follow. The next video is episode 2, and we are going all in on batteries. Lithium-ion versus lithium polymer, battery health monitoring, swollen batteries and exactly what to do when you find one, removable versus non-removable batteries, and the full replacement procedure step by step for both smartphones and laptops. It is a really important video with a lot of real-world and exam-relevant content. So make sure you are subscribed and hit that notification bell so you know the moment it goes live. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. It genuinely helps more people find this free resource and start their journey toward CompTIA A+ certification. And drop a comment below. Tell me which of the 9 components in Objective 1.1 you are most curious to learn about. Is it the biometrics video? Is it storage? Is it wireless cards? Let me know and let us get the conversation going. This is PaddyMaddy. Episode 1 is done. I will see you in episode 2.